Hello, guys, and welcome to Godly Psyched.
So hi guys, this is Steve and I'm back with another segment for Godly Psych, and I'm so excited that this past this past month I passed the psychometrician exam, and just to give a kind of make this dedicate this segment to all the other uh, psychology major that are planning to take on the board exam or become a psychometrician one day. I want to give of some tips or some things that I did in order to pass the exam. So before I go on to the tips and some of the advices that I may share that work for me and maybe may help you as you plan to take the board exam or to become a psychometrician one day. So I hope this video helps you guys. Now, before I start, I want to share my story. First of all, exams were on February. So our exams were on February, but my decision to start processing the requirements and also to really take on the exam and to try to pass the exam or become a psychometrician only came last December. So November, I had friends coming to me and saying, "Steve, why don't you take the psychometrician exam?" So they came to me. A lot of them invited, but nobody really, it really did not what they call it, did not change my stand because I did not really want to take the exam, to be honest, because most of my friends, they really know me. I really don't like to do things on a short schedule. So even if somebody would invite me to speak or to give a lecture or to preach on a church, I always would prefer that you give me 2 or 3 months uh, head start to really start, um, and also I could accept engagements, but I would really I want a time to study. So in this case, this is the board exams. So I keep hearing that it's so hard and you have to study, and many of my friends were studying for because of the pandemic for 2 years already. Some people already 1 year, 6 months, but there are a lot of preparation that been going through. So in my perception or my perspective, I thought that I should have at least 6 months before I decide to take this board exam. So when there was invitation for friends to, okay, let's try to take exam to, let's do it together so we can study like that. I always say, oh no, it's too little, short. Time is too short. Until December, a close friend of mine, Abram Gonzalez, he came to me and chat me in Facebook, and he said that, Steve, why don't you we take the board exam? And when he asked me, because I really like him as a friend and he's a very close friend of mine, so I said, oh, what the heck, let's just take the exam. So so the decision came very abrupt. Um, so to make this long story short, it was already December. So I was thinking that the requirements is really easy. But when I started doing the processing and uh, trying to get my TOR, my transcript of records, it took so long. There are things that you have to wait a month or 2 months, and also I have to go places, and then I have work. So all the processing took me another month, and when the time I was finished, it was already January. Now the problem is, since like I said before, the exam were on February. So right now, I was when I finished, it was around, I think, January 8 or 9. So there was exactly 1 month before the exams. So I said, how will I study? So this video, uh, I want to share what I did to to cope up with the time that I miss, because I keep hearing that people were studying for 6 months, 1 year. Like I said, there was 2 years and other that longer time because of the pandemic. The exam kept on postponing. So now I have one month. And I was starting to get worried because can I do it? So this video, I will make this video for those that um, not to brag about it, but really to show what worked for me. Because I think if I can share things, you can add to what you already have, and maybe this can help you. So, first tip: how did I pass the board exam with only 1 month? And to be exactly in 1 month period, I have to do some work on my master class. So I had so it was not just purely preparing for the board exam. I had masteral class, and also I had work, I has projects in this channel, and also my ministry. So with a lot of things that were going on at the time. So in the 1 month period that I had, 4 weeks exactly, the 2 weeks were wasted on a lot of things. I'm sorry, not wasted, but were used up on other important things. So I really had to study time to study exactly 2 weeks. But this is what I did. Okay, first tip is when studying, since the board exam is only 4 subjects for psychometrician, it's okay. Is theories of personality, is industrial and organizational psychology, and assessment, and also abnormal psychology. Okay, from the three subjects: theory of personalities, uh, IO or industrial and organizational psychology, and also abnormal psychology. They're all 20%, and 40% for assessment. So that sum up, you have to pass, you have to get at least 75 overall to pass and become a psychometrician, and no grade below 60%. So that is the rule. Now, first is because had so little time to study, and I was thinking I do not have time to read the books, because many people would say, oh, just do the cover to cover and then take notes. And in my mind, I have no time. So what I did is, with theories and personality, I went to the overviews. uh, I understood what each theories were talking about. Now, why this is important? When I took the board exam, I saw that the main topics that they asked when I took, I do not know for other people, but when I took the board exam, it's a lot of questions is about the main point of a theorist. So sometimes you have to compare and have different. You have to have an overall idea of what the theorist is saying, because two theories may be right on that question, but one may be, like, say, a better choice. So you are kind of choosing the better choice in each question. So reading the overview give you an overall view of what the theorist is trying to say. Now, one of the things I would tell you is familiarize, do not memorize. Why? Because a lot of terms in psychology, it like anxiety, an explanation for anxiety may different for each theorist. So familiarization is better, because when you are doing choosing the best answers, it gives you can mind, your brain is not really focused to one definition. Okay, if it, I can see Freud, I can see Erickson, I can see Carl Rogers, Carl, I can see Carl Jung. So I know the overview, I know what they're talking about, so I can choose the best answer. But if you memorize it, you're conditioning your mind to one definition, and it makes very hard for you to accept other. That is for me. But I'm not saying memorize is not good. You can memorize, like, for Erickson's theory of theory, you can memorize the stages. You can. That is good to memorization. Okay. The second tip would be, okay, since, like I said, I had only 2 weeks to study. I knew that it was impossible for me, or even possible for me, because I do not have an IQ of 150 or 130 up. I'm just an average student, an average IQ of, last time I checked, is 1 2. So I'm on the middle. So I knew by my when I was thinking logically about it, I knew that I had no time to go all the textbooks. So what I did is, I did not go to the books, but rather I gather all the drills that I have. Now, to define the drills, what I'm talking about drills is practice test that I had on college, and then I asked for my friends that were going to, they had some spare samples or examples of drills, and they have for different subjects. So I gather all, and also I went to the internet. Okay, Google, you can go there. There's a lot of drills there, and a lot of questions you can gather, and you can compile it. And that is what I did. I compiled all, and then I try to make tests for myself. And what I did is I keep doing the drills all the time. So for example, I have a theories of personality drill of 100 questions. So for the 100 question, I would keep answering it until I got the 100 score for that drill. When I got the 100 exam score for that drill, I would go to other drills. Okay, I would take abnormal psychology and I will try 100. But when I did the drills, guys, okay, it was just not taking the drills. It was not just trying to get a per score. No, I would search for the answers. So it was kind of doing an exam, a drill or an exam, but with open notes. I would look for the internet. And that's the time that I would go to the books or the textbooks. I would not open purposely read, but I would seek the answers. But while I was searching the answer, guys, that is what is nice about it, because when I was looking for the answer, I would see other things and I would learn by looking for the answers. Oh, so he said like this and like this. So um, so while I was doing um, I was looking for the answers. Uh, um, Indirectly, I would see other things, and I will learn when I was searching for answer. But I would not just only look for the answers, guys, but I will also look for the other choices. Why is it that is not this one? Why is it that is B C is not the answer? Why is A better than D? So I would see each other. Oh, so this one it means this, so it cannot be the answer. Okay, so that is what I did. Um, so so each answer I would learn the things, because one thing I noticed that in the drills, many of the drills were purposely putting items there that were kind of close and were important terms. So by doing that, I learned also how to eliminate. So elimination technique, it helps, I tell you. In the board exam, a lot of my answers were doing elimination. I did not know what is the answer, but I would eliminate each. Because think it like this, guys. Okay, I will just share it later. Um, Another thing is when I look at the answers, when I found the answers, I would color the answers with the blue color. I don't know, but a friend of mine shared to me that the blue color, it's better for memorizing, or for retention. Okay, I'm using memorize for retention. So it really works for me. I do not know you guys, but the the blue color stuck with me. So I would put highlights. The answer would be in highlights blue. So that's what I do. Next is I had it really helps if you have a study buddy, somebody that you can discuss. So when let's say your friend, my friend was very good with industrial psychology, and I was kind of good with neural psychology and also theories of personality. So while I was answering, I would share with my friend. I would say, "Oh, this is kind of interesting. How Carl Rogers, he really emphasized the empathy. Okay, how Freud is talks a lot about sex and drive, sex and aggression. So, eh, anxiety is because of repressed thoughts. Those things, it I would share, and she will listen. And also, when it comes to industrial psychology, she also will share. She would say, oh, this she would share about the Golem effect or the Pygmalion effect, and she would say that the Peter effect. She would say that, oh, so this theories about this is very interesting, and I will listen. So that way, I could learn by hearing somebody talking, and I could also learn by explaining to somebody. So it really helped my retention because I was speaking, I was listening, and I'm also thinking about it. And sometimes when I was looking at the answer, so I was looking. So using a lot of my senses to to retain something. So the next is use the elimination method or the elimination technique. What is the elimination technique that everybody talks about in when taking exam? Is when you don't know the answer, guys. You crush out or you eliminate the answers that are impossible to be. Uh, is that right? Okay. So why? When you go to an exam, take it like this, guys. When you go to an exam, automatically you have a 25% chance of getting the answer why right. Why? Because there are only four choices. It's a multiple choice exam. So it's the four choices and one is right. So that is 25%, one fourth possibility that you will get the answer right. So going without any study, just going to the exam, you already have a 25% chance to get the answer. Now, if you see one answer there, that one choice that is absurd, so now you already eliminate one, so becomes three. So your 25% becomes 33% chance of getting right. So one out of three. Think it out of this that you throw a dice with three sides, and then you have a three chances to get it. You can one out of three chances to get the answer right. Now, if you know two things there that is really wrong, it is impossible to be answered. So now you have a 50% chance of getting right. So the elimination method is using what I said before, the one that you even the wrong answers you learn. So the more you have stock knowledge of the things, the more it helps when you get to exam. Another is I would not recommend. I would recommend this, but do not rely too much on it. One of it is many times the answer, the key or the clue for the answer is in the question itself. Because many of the terms, like I said, if you familiarize with it, you already have keywords that you are looking for in the question. Okay, so that helps a lot too. So so this is the keyword. So next, um, next is exercise. Okay, why exercise is something that you should do. Okay, exercise it boosts your mood, and when you want to study effectively, it really helps when you are really in a good mood. It retains better. So what I'm suggesting, am I telling you to go out and jog? No. Get up on the chair, have a little walk, study for, if you can study for, you can only study for 2 hours straight. I can only do 1 hour and then I have to stop and do some exercise, like I do some push-ups, some pull-ups. But if you are not like me, you can go for a walk, go out, get some sun, get some air, just to get all this stress out and then go back and study again. So it helps. Another thing is sleep well. Okay, uh, in the 2 weeks, I be honest, me and my friend, because we were together on it, because we were so busy in our work. In our 2 weeks, we had little sleep, but whatever sleep that we had, we took it very preciously, and we really, really, really devoted to the sleep, and as much as possible, regain the energy to study again. Okay, eat well. Okay, at that time, I was really body conscious. I did not want to gain weight. I was just I would fast before the exam. I would fast a lot. I would do a lot of exercise. But when I was studying, really studying for the exam for that 2 weeks, I did not really care. I ate what I want to eat, what I crave. Uh, Sorry, there was a lot of coffee there. They say it's not healthy, but it helped me. stay awake. So I ate what I have. I kept my mood and myself not thinking of anything else but exam. Next is to take baths. I do not know if it works for everybody, but for me, when I took a bath, it really rejuvenate and also kind of give some of the energy back because it's so good to feel clean and smell good and study again. Because when you are uncomfortable, you're smelling and then you are sweaty. It kinds of um, give that what do you call this? Steady. It gives you a bad, it disturb your focus. Okay, so another thing is music. Music. I would listen to a lot of Spotify. Not those rock songs, but if it works for you, rock song, then go rock song. But for me, it's for very mellow songs or slow rocks. So, so every other noise like construction, neighbor will be out of the equation, and then I would just be focused on my study. And also, it gives you a good mood when you're listening to a song. Sometimes a song that I like, I would listen for a couple of hours the same song. So for me, and I would like the Forrest Gump trailer official soundtrack. I would listen a lot to that because it's kind of calm. But my friend would say that, oh, it's making me sleepy. So from time to time, we change for a genre of songs. So the next is, like I said before, walk with your study buddy. Um, if you don't have a study buddy, then just go out and walk, and then do self talk. You say, okay, you talk about what you've learned. You just talk yourself like you're talking about one theory or one. You talk and you talk and if you can do it with voice, nobody around to think you're weird, you just talk about stuff and like that. And it kinds of, because you're by you saying and then you hearing it, it helps the retention. Okay, but you have a study buddy, do the same thing that I told before. You discuss the different subjects, you discuss what you learned and what is interesting for you. I tell you, when something is interesting, it really stays on your mind. So try to have fun with what you're learning. Okay, the other would be unwind. Unwind. Okay, unwind. I think unwind. Okay. Um, from time to time, relax. What would I would do? I would do some guitar. I would sing for one. I think 1 hour, 2 hours. I would study. I for 15 to 30 minutes. I would just sit down there and sing some song, guitar a bit, or I will do joke around or watch. I would not watch anymore anything because I you should keep your mind on the study. And like I said lastly is have fun with the review. Enjoy. Um, it's not a guarantee that we will pass or not, but you have to make it memorable. One of the things that I did, I went with the mindset that even if I don't pass, at least I want to have fun with my experience. I have memories. Because this is not an exam that one time do or die thing. No, you can retake it anytime. Okay? So not anytime, once a year. So there's other chances. Okay? So next is understand your strengths and weaknesses. Like I said before, my strength was really abnormal psychology and theories of personality. So I keep on polishing what do, and I really focus on that first. Now that I got what I was good on the first week, I study whatever I was good on. And in the next week, because I already have 2 weeks to study, next is were all assessment, testing and assessment. I was just studying that a lot because that was my weakness and my weakest subject. So I kept on studying that for the 1 week. So I divided for the subjects on the first week. In the second week, I would just do the one that I was weak on. Okay. Uh, so what I did also, and I started the first week with the subjects that I was good on, and in the next I would do the one that I was not so good, but I was still from time to time review what I have learned. Okay, again, um, do not engage in other things. When I say that is like, do not engage on politics, other subjects like uh, mathematics or like that, or biology, news. During the cramming period, or like I was in the 2 weeks or the 1 month that you have to study, try to keep your mind focused on just on just psychology topics. So your mind, it does not wanders around when you are when you are studying, because you are really focusing on that just for that time. I'm not saying you just cut off all, because when you think about, this is my opinion personally, when it comes to talking about politics, it takes so much of your critical thinking, of your emotion when you talk about it. And 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 you also have to deal with people when you're talking, debating about it. In the time that you are doing that, it takes a lot of your effort and your strength, because when you're thinking, you're talking, you're conserving energy, and you have so much attention span that we have allowed in our brain to retain things and to learn things. So I would suggest that keep focus on just devote yourself for it, for psychology in the last periods. Okay, then next is um, understand what you are going to face. Okay, I'm not saying here that you should study just for 2 weeks. I'm not saying that. If I would say it, and I will say it later again, it was not a good choice, and I would not suggest anyone to do what I did. I was not saying that that it's just an exam I can do. No, no. I knew what I was going to face. This is an exam that is right now with a 43% passing rate. So more than 1 out of 2 people would fail. So it's an exam that's not easy. I tell you guys, the exam is not easy. So so you have to understand what you're going to take. But regardless if it's easy or not, it's still just an exam. And in that exam, you already know how many questions there are. For the 320% subjects, there are only 100 questions. And for the major or the assessment subject is 150. So there is so much that can be put in 100 question. But the logically, it's impossible to the people that are making the exam to put everything inside 100. Sometimes there are one topic that goes back 4 or 5 times again. So there's so little allowed. So you have to calm yourself and really think that actually this is just a review of what you already learned while you were studying in college. So if you already have a degree in psychology, so you already have knowledge in yourself to take the exam. But the board exam is a review of everything. Everything, not everything, but almost everything that you learn in those 4 subjects. And by it, you just need to see what you don't know and really learn, and what you already know you just really to refresh what you have learned, or your memory. Okay. In the exam is very comprehensive. Okay, please listen to me. There's a lot of questions like accept, less likely, which one is true, which one is false. Those little words, guys, those little words, I tell you guys, is really important. It really can help you a lot when they said which one accept, which one accept this one is true. So if we said which one is accept this one is true, so we are asking for the wrong. Diba? Which one except this answer is true? So everything else is wrong. But if it's which one among these except is false. So again, so those questions really can really affect how can really change what we're looking for. And if you don't take notice of those things, and you're very not very very careful, you may be answering wrong just because you did not read the whole question. So those you have to, I tell you, you have to really be careful on it. Okay. Um, this is something, this may be subjective to me. I do not know for the other takers. I do not know for other, from those that took exam before me. But in my experience this time, the exam felt like an exam that you can just walk in with no study. Oh, so what I'm trying to say? Am I trying to say that exams are easy? No. And it's an exam that if you are, if you you are right. I don't think the word should be witty, I think. Okay, but you have to critically think. You are very good critical thinker and look at the examine the question right. Like I said, the question and also the possible choices. If you examine it right, you can get the answer right. A lot of it you can do it just by doing that. So so why study then? Now for me, the study helped to get my confidence going. So I don't panic. There are times that I see what does this term means. But if I would calm myself down and I was really, oh, okay, okay, this is what we're looking for. This answer should not be, and I'm doing the elimination. But for the other things that I already study, I do not need to do all the trouble. I could just answer. So it gave that boost of confidence all the time that I needed by studying. And I think if I had studied for 1 year or 6 months more, it would be easier for me because you to tell you the truth when after I took the exam I was not sure of what I think I could count my hands with the answers that I was sure of. The other ones were all gathering of what I learned using my common sense, using my elimination methods that I did, and but mostly I was really sure, and I think you will understand when you take exam. There are things that you don't get on your review, so don't blame the review center because the review centers they can give you so, so much, but what you see in the exam even they don't know. So I'm not saying review center is not good. I did not go to it. It was all self review. But one of the things also when after I took the exam I felt like I was the dumbest person in the world. I tell you, "Hey, don't, sorry for the term, but I didn't. I think did I get something right there? I thought I did not pass, so I was really not very hopeful, very very optimistic that I would pass. So I did some prayer. Some people will pray that okay, God will pass me this exam, but I think me being a theologian and also a pastor, I would say that God gave you the ability to study, the ability to acquire the knowledge that you need, and God gave you also the time to study. Yeah. How about you, Steve? Why you only study for you cram for 2 weeks, but only gave one month to devote really for the study? It was not God's choice. What my choice to do it. So I cannot say, God, you have to pass me this exam because of this. God, I know you will pass. No, God already did his part. Now what you have to do is your part. So after the exam, my prayer, this is my testimony. My prayer was said, God, I know I did not did my best. So if I fail the exam, I will be glad to retake it. But this time, the next time around, I will do my best and I will prepare for a longer period. And after I took the exam, it was the same prayer. But I was blessed and was humbled that I passed with only 2 weeks to study. Uh, I would also add, be ready for failure. Because no learning, guys, no learning is in vain. Whatever you read, whatever you learn while you are preparing for exam, it's knowledge that come into our brain, that it stays on the brain. It does not go away. You just if you retake the exam, that those learning will come back. If you just do some review, it would be easier. So never think that oh I failed, the world is coming to an end, my life is gone, everybody will see us, will look down on me. Out of everything, Let us not think of the things that we cannot control, but focus, guys, on what we can control, which is what I can do to improve, what I can do to pass. And if you pass, thank God, be happy, rejoice, have fun. But if you don't pass, like I said, be ready. Because many times when we fall down, stay down for a bit, think where what the things that went wrong, and then you stand up. And now you're ready and you're stronger. It's not life is not a race. It's you can go in your own pace. And I tell you, it will become sweeter if you really did a lot of effort on it. So if you have more questions and you have more comments, just comment below so I can know what your thoughts about my video. And if I have missed something, just feel free to comment. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more videos.
If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for more updates. See ya!